hearing that from our man Cory Curtis since the beginning of the season. He joins us here now. Cory, I know this has been a fun team to follow, but
Yeah.
also a fun team to keep up with as far as storylines go, because in both of their losses, they lost to Alabama and they've lost to Texas now. Both those games, they could put themselves in position to win the football game. 34-31. Now we've had a couple of days to break it down. What were your insights and your takes on the way the Commodores performed in Austin?
I mean, you could say they put themselves in position where they were chasing all day. I mean,
Well, yeah.
I mean,
It's close lead.
they picked the wrong time to get Arch Manning's best game as a college football player.
I know.
And the concern I've had about Vanderbilt is speed on the outside from the opposition, and we saw that early when Wingo busted off the long touchdown, and then they were playing catch up. And look, I mean, Pavia still had 400 yards, and 4 touchdowns, so he still had a big day. But Vanderbilt playing catch up is not the game they want to play.
Yeah,
they want to. I mean, they don't mind playing a close game, but they want to keep that game in the trenches and keep it a fist fight, and know that they're going to take over the game in the fourth quarter. And so kudos to Texas for playing the game they needed to play, which was make it a speed skill game and then make Vandy chase them, which is exactly what they did. But again, the amazing thing is, just like when Alabama beat Vanderbilt, it's amazing to see now when it means something to a powerhouse program to take down the Commodores on their home field. I mean, that was a huge win for Texas. That win saved their season.
Yeah,
it's got them back in the playoff conversation. And so, like I say, kudos to Sark. They had some uninspired victories heading into this one over Mississippi State and Kentucky. And so, if they, this was, I called this the line in the sand game for them, and they were impressive, and they got everybody's attention again. And they've got some tough ones to finish up with.
Yep.
I think, don't they have Alabama still?
They still got Alabama. That's exactly right. Yep.
And they've got Texas A&M.
Exactly right. Yep.
And so if you're going to ask me, is Texas going to be in the playoffs? I'm going to say no. I don't think they can beat both those teams.
Yeah, absolutely.
They might beat one of them. I don't think they're going to beat both of them. I mean, they could.
Right.
But if you ask me if I think they're going to, no. And that's so. While we're on it, who's Oklahoma got left?
They still got Bama.
Georgia. No, they've got Oklahoma's got Georgia and do they have Alabama still too?
Yeah, they got Bama.
Okay. Yeah. So do I think Georgia's going to be in the playoff? No, I do not. Okay.
Right.
So what does that mean? It means as long as Vanderbilt runs the table the rest of the way, they're going to make the playoff.
Okay, yes. And it's really interesting because it will be a little bit of a dog-eat-dog world towards the end of the SEC schedule, but I feel like Vanderbilt has not only lost the quote-unquote right games, I mean, to lose to Alabama, to lose to Texas, your resume looks good.
Lost on the road.
Correct. Yeah, and both those games, they're on the road. I know I said that they put themselves in position. I think what I really meant to say was they shouldn't really no quit, both the Texas game and the Alabama game there as well. From your perspective, what is Clark Lea's message to this team, given the fact, like you said, they do have those 2 losses, but they still, in my opinion, control their destiny moving forward?
I think the message has to be the same. We still control what's in front of us.
Right.
And if we just take care of our business, things will work out and we will be in there. Now, like if you're not, then you're not. And it wasn't meant to be. But I mean, I have to believe if they knock off Auburn and Kentucky, and I'm assuming they'll be large favorites in both of those games, it's going to come down to that game in Knoxville.
Yep.
And that's not going to be easy. I don't know if they'll be favored in that one or not. We'll see how Tennessee responds to being basically eliminated against Oklahoma this weekend. But I mean, the message just has to be, hey, let's get back to work, and all of our goals are still there.
Right.
All of our goals are still there. And, we'll see if they're able to do it or not, because like I've said, we've seen it's the SEC. Guys, last weekend was a perfect example of how the world has changed with NIL and with the transfer portal. Because like I've said, the difference between the elite and the good is not as far. I mean, Houston goes down to West Virginia. I don't remember all the games because there were all the NFL upsets yesterday. Georgia Tech goes down.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Miami goes down.
Miami.
I mean, there's a lot of games that went the SEC's way this weekend to open up for a 5th SEC team. I mean, a lot of those games went their way, but it just goes to show you, and it happens every year. You assume, oh, well, these teams are here, they're going to be in. No, it's not the way it works.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody always loses when you don't expect them to lose. I mean, shoot, that's why I say Vanderbilt could lose the next two. And we're like, what were we talking about?
Right.
We don't know.
Right.
But I guarantee you this thing isn't going to look the way everybody expects it to look. That's just not the way it goes.
Exactly. They got the Auburn Tigers coming up this week. Obviously, Auburn firing their head coach, Hugh Freeze, yesterday. But it is an interesting storyline coming in because Auburn's defense has been lights out all season long. Now the interim head coach is the former defensive coordinator in DJ Durkin. How do you feel this offense is now going to try to prepare for an Auburn team that has not given up 25 points to a single team all season?
Well, I think the big key is you don't turn the football over.
Yeah.
I think that's got to be the emphasis for Clark Lee. We're going to run the football because that's what we do. Because we don't want to have to play catch up and throw for 350 yards. We want to control the game at the line of scrimmage. We want to run the football, and we don't want to help a team that's not very good at offense score points.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if they play their game, they'll win. They've played their game 7 times and won.
Right.
They've gotten out of their game twice and lost both those games.
Mm-hmm.
It's not rocket science.
Right, exactly. And with this football team, what I find really interesting going into this Auburn matchup is that Pavia versus the Auburn defense matchup. Another thing I find really interesting.
He's 2-0 against Auburn.
That's right. Yeah, at New Mexico State and with Vanderbilt from last year. That's a good observation. What I also find interesting is this is another team that is coming into town that'll be looking for a new coach next season. Now, we've seen a lot of the teams that are on the short list, a lot of coaches that are on the short list for some of these teams. Clark Lee's name just continues to come up and come up and come up. Exactly. Yeah. Do you think is there any fear that, hey, the more success he has, especially up close and personal, because all the power brokers at Auburn will be, of course, at this football game. Yeah. Do you think that the more he continues to have success, and let's just say they win, because I fully expect them to, that the number goes a little bit higher where it kind of entices him to listen to some of these offers?
Well, number one, you always listen. I mean, I think you always listen,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think he's sexy enough for Auburn people.
Ah, interesting.
I mean, I think, Auburn people are going to want James Franklin. That's what they're going to want.
Yeah.
They're going to want Lane Kiffin. They're going to want James Franklin.
Right. They're not getting
because they think their program is better than everybody else's.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, they're getting in line behind LSU, Florida, probably Penn State. I mean, they're getting in line.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've still got Arkansas out there who needs a football coach. I mean, there's a lot. So it's going to drive up the prices for some of these other coaches, because after Lane stays in Ole Miss, everybody else's price is going to go up.
Yep.
Because everybody's going to get more and more desperate to fill the hole that they presumptively jumped into. So that's going to be interesting. But if you're asking me if Clark Lee's going to leave, I'm still going to say no.
Yeah.
I don't think nothing has changed. I mean, he has an NIL program. He has a stadium and a facility to recruit to. I mean, he has all the things he wanted to have to be successful at Vanderbilt, the school that he went to, the school in the town that he grew up with, the school that means something to him. And I continue to say, I believe, and I could be dead wrong, winning at Vanderbilt means way more to him than winning anywhere else. And taking Vanderbilt places that it's never gone before, and places that people never thought it could get to.
Mm-hmm. And I think he's obviously got job security there as well.
Yes, he does. He loves his athletic director, and Candace Story-Lee is not going anywhere anytime soon.
Yep.
And she's a former Vanderbilt basketball player. So I mean, they have people there who are tied into the university.
Right, and really love the university, love the program. We got a chance to hear from Coach Lee about this week's matchup.
I don't want to make excuses. I've got a ton of respect for Texas. I think they did a really nice job having their team prepared, and I just did not feel like it was almost like we felt almost a little entitled, like we were going to show up and play well and create the momentum we needed, instead of kind of emotionally being in the moment and making it happen. And I don't want to go too far down the road, because I need to look at the game and give it some time. But there is an opportunity for us to learn something about being emotionally ready when the ball gets put down, and not having to chase the speed of the game down. I thought against a really fast team, we were just a little sluggish early, and whatever the case may be, I got to look at how we're preparing, how we're training, and those kind of things. But there's something to be learned there. We'll learn from it. We'll move forward.
So there is Coach Lee coming up this week against Auburn. We'll see if they can get off to a faster start like he likes. What do you think the magic number is to be able to beat the Auburn Tigers from an offensive standpoint or scoring standpoint from the special teams?
How many points do they need to score?
Yeah.
21 should be plenty.
Okay. So you trust the defense enough to be able to 21 points.
Yeah.
They're good.
Yeah. I mean, I view this last game as an anomaly because they haven't played that poorly.
Right.
In many games. So you got to look at it the way they're back home. I think that certainly helps. And I don't think Auburn is going to discover their offense under their defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
So
that would be very Auburn, though.
Yeah, it would be. It's crazy. We talk about what a small world it is all the time. Remember Peyton Thorne, who didn't really work out there?
Yes.
I played high school football against his dad.
Really?
His dad.
Wow.
Yeah, his dad Jeff was the quarterback across town from us. He went to Wheaton Central High School. I went to Wheaton North in the Chicagoland suburbs.
Nice.
His dad was a great player. And he wound up going to Eastern Illinois, which is, of course, where Sean Payton went to school, Tony Romo went to school, and Mike Shanahan went to school.
Very cool. Yeah. I knew it turned out a bunch of coaches. I went to Jacksonville State, and they were obviously in the Ohio Valley Conference all together there, so we got a chance to see them a lot. Proud program there. Cory, thank you so much for your time here on Southeast Sports Plus, and looking forward to hearing from you down the road.
We'll see if the Commodores can get it back on track this week.
I'm right there with you.
I know this. Diego's confidence won't be waning at all. He'll be ready to rock and roll.
Exactly. It never will, especially when Auburn's in town, because no matter what uniform he's worn, he's coming out on the winning side of that one.
Right.
Thanks, buddy.
He's probably just upset they're not going down to Auburn to go play this game.
I know. He's won in Auburn twice now. It's a home away from home for him.
Yeah. When Alabama beat him, that was his first loss against the state of Alabama.
That's right.
He was 3-0 against the Tigers and Tide.
Yep.
So
Exactly.
The Alabama needed that one.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you mentioned, the crowd went crazy after that game and the Texas game as well.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
Who would ever dream?
Right. Awesome. Thank you so much for your insight there, Cory. Good to see you as well.
Later.